Well, good day, guys. Welcome back to Just Winging It. Today, I'm going to get into a little bit of a project that I wanted to do, ever since we built the deck on the truck and the lift after the first year of using it. And I just hadn't had time to get around to it. So today, I'm going to start on it, and it shouldn't be too big of a job, hopefully. So what it is anybody that's seen this channel, get you out of the sun, seen this channel and watched the deck build, and if you haven't, you just stumbled across this, appreciate it if you subscribed and give the old thumbs up. But you can go back on the channel to the beginning of our channel, and there's a whole build process on this Kenworth. So anyways, what we're going to do today is change some airlines in it. So turn you around here. So when we built the truck and the deck and the lift, or the deck and the lift, I didn't build the truck. I built this lift, and it's got dual airbags under it. As you see down in there, hopefully you can see in the sun. And they come down and they come into here, into this bay, and it's run by this switch. Well, because this was the only kind of switch I could find like this at the time we were doing it, bit of a rush, and it's more or less just a air seat switch, air up, air down. But it only takes 1/4 inch lines, and in the inlet in there is only about 1/8 of an inch hole, so it's not very big. So the problem I run into is it makes the bike lift terribly slow, and it does not. For some reason the camera just shut off there. Anyways, it makes the bike lift slow, and it doesn't always fully inflate the second bag to make it even. I'm not sure why that is, but I'm going to find out if it has the same problem with the newer lines. So I'm changing them to 3/8 airlines. Come over here, show you some stuff. So I'm going to change them to 3/8 airlines and power them with a electric over pneumatic switch. A little solenoid there, run by an electric switch, and hopefully by going to the bigger airline, that'll speed up the inflation and deflation of the bags. Going up actually wasn't horrible because the bike's on it, the weight, not in a rush anyways. Coming down with no weight on it, terribly slow. It can't dump the air fast enough. So hopefully this is going to rectify this problem. So why don't you come along and see how we make out, and hopefully we improve it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is get under there and have a look at the airbag connection and see how hard it's going to be to get out. Now everything's built. I normally have Tabor do this because he's a lot more agile than this old man. But he's not here, he's working. So I gotta attempt and crawl up in there myself and see what's what. And I got a funny feeling it's not going to be very pleasant to get at. Let's show you. Get up close and personal with the underside of my truck. Okay, so there's the airbags and the fittings. Got to get out the bottom. with any luck, we won't have to take the bags off to change those fittings in the bottom, but I'm not optimistic. The hole's big enough to let the fitting through, but it don't quite look big enough to get a wrench on them to get them out. So maybe putting the lift up and manually, and then taking the bags out. So anyways, I'll try it. But as you can see, we're tapped into the fifth wheel slide. Fifth wheel slide? No, we're tapped into the trailer airline system, which also powers the valve at the back for an air hose. So it's 3/8 line, so I'm going to change that out so that it feeds 3/8 lines to that bag, those bags too, and hopefully that then will has full volume air, will fix our problem. Okay, so being underneath there, I could just barely get the one closest airline out, and there's no way I can get a socket on those fittings, and I got to change them to 3/8 fittings. So I've decided just to take them out from the top if I can get the lift it up far enough out of my way, and tackle it that way, hopefully. Not been used all summer, and no weight, no lift from the airbags. That makes it look stiff. So I'm going to loosen that off a little more. Maybe out of our way. Hold this up. We can't go way up because the chains hold it from going too far so it don't pop out of the airbags. Okay, I've had to change my approach. I've decided I'm just going to take the bags out right off the bat from up top here, if I can, because it's pretty tough to get a hold of the bottom. So I got a wrench, and now I'm going to see how much aggravation it is to get that out. From the top, when I can't see. So, find the right tools, and it'll speed the process up. But there's no point in me videoing and you guys trying to watch me spend a bunch of time getting on these and get them out, because they're not going to be easy, even though I got the one loose. So we'll skip forward till we get these ones out. Okay, so once you're a contortionist and can get them out, that should solve half the problem. So let me clean these pods up so that they aren't all dirty under them again. Change the fittings in the airbag, and now reverse the process, try and put them back in. To note, once I got the first bag out, that gave me just a tiny bit more clearance to get at the second bag. So that's that. Fitting time. And that's all they are, just little truck spring helper. Okay, so we brought them in here to the bench, and we're going to change these fittings here so that they are 3/8 fittings. Just like that. It makes it a whole lot easier than wrenching. Clean out any leftover Teflon debris. Okay. So this is all they are. Airline goes in there. I ordered this kit 3/8 with 1/2-inch fitting, thinking that's what this hole was, but this hole, it's either half pipe, which that should have been, but that's only 3/8. Yeah, that goes in the 1/2-inch pipe, so that's 1/2-inch pipe fitting. And that's what I thought I ordered in this kit. But apparently, I didn't. So that puts this part on hold for now, until I can get that fitting. Unfortunately, I'll have to go hunting, see if I have one around here at all. And if not, I'll have to order some. So we can carry on the other part in the valve and wiring up the solenoid and see if we can make that work. Probably. Okay, can't do the airbag part right now because somehow we got the wrong fitting. Wasn't what I thought it was when I ordered it. Anyways, I'm going to move on to this half and work on getting the switch and the valve and all that in. And then it'll just be a matter of popping in the airbags. Away you go. Point of no return. Okay, those airlines are back out. And I got a feeling we're gonna have to put in some bigger holes. Just discovered a broken bracket under there for holding the truck airlines we'll have to fix. Okay, so this is what it looks like under the truck. this is the feed line, tapped into the truck there, come back to the valve, and then out of the valve, and back to the two airbags. So by doing that, and that little valve and splitting the lines, it's just not enough air. So we're going to change it up. Okay guys, little update here of what I've been doing. Like I mentioned, I couldn't find that fitting in the ones I ordered, which I thought was in it. So they're too small to screw into the bottom of the airbag. Now I probably could have sent Barb into town and got a reducing bushing and put a 1/2 to 3/8 reducing bushing and use the ones I had. But I prefer to have least connections possible. Plus the fact that in this solenoid valve, I changed up to these better brass connections from these little plastic ones. So I'm hoping that's just a little better setup. So now, not really high enough there, are you? What's that like? Not so bad. Got this new funky little tripod handle. Haven't used it very much. I never think of it. So anyways, there you go. So I got this double wire here. I'll make our block to ground. Oh, we need tiny screwdriver though. Tiny screwdriver. And yeah, I need my spectacles on because I'm going half blind for close-up stuff. That's tight. Okay, so ground terminal. Probably should put a ferrule on them. A ferrule. Ferrule? Ferrule. Whatever you call it. Now, I know this is way more wire than I'm going to need. And I'd like to put the ends on. But I got to figure out where I'm going to mount it first. Searching and searching to find a couple little bolts to mount this with. I finally found them, so now I'm just trying to drill it out. See if I can move you to the direct sunlight there. So this is what I got. I managed to get the solenoid mounted right there. I'm just working on the wiring. I'm going to take the power and the ground off of my winch solenoid up there. I've used it for a couple other small things too, so I don't think it's a big issue for all the power we draw from it. And it's right onto the main cables that goes to the battery. So in a sense right there I'm getting main battery power. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm just putting some heat shrink connectors on my spades so I can plug my switch in to the truck side. And if I ever got to take one or the other out, I can just unplug it then from the spades without having to okay guys, on this worry about air solenoid setup. It took some time to figure it out. It seemed really simple, but for some reason I couldn't get my head wrapped around it, I guess, and it wasn't. So kind of determined the first one didn't work, but now I'm starting to think it might have, just because I didn't have it wired right. So there's 3 wires coming out of this solenoid, and one says direct power, and then the other one says back to your switch, and one's ground. But it's not the way the original, well, lack of instructions on this, but it's not the way the original instructions I Googled kind of said to wire it. They said polarity don't matter, put the 2 wires on the one terminal, and so I couldn't get my head around it. I grounded to my negative the ground wire, put the direct power to the switch, and then back to the solenoid, which common sense told me that's how it should run. It doesn't work that way. So if you're ever doing one of these 3-wire solenoids, the individual terminal is a chassis ground. Then the other one is direct power down to the solenoid, and the other one comes back up to the switch, which you put your other side of the negative lead on, and that way when you flip the switch it completes the circuit and activates the solenoid. And I don't know why, but I just couldn't get my head around that to start with. But anyways, I got her figured out, and we got her working, so I'll show you. I haven't got the airbags in yet because I still got to put the new fittings in them. But so we have our switch here. I can install it up in here yet. And our solenoid down in there. When you hit this, it triggers, and air is going to come out of there. Right now it's open air lines. Shut it off, it stops. So it's open air lines right now, so you can't see lift work. But you're going to shortly, because I'm going to put the new fittings in the airbag. I'm going to connect them, and I'm going to put them back in. Now that this part is working, I'm just going to clean it up a bit, button it up, and then we'll get on to the airbag part. So stay tuned. Okay, we got our airbags fittings, the right ones this time. 3/8 line, 1/2-inch pipe. Now it's got thread locker on it, but this is down under the truck, and I don't totally trust it, so I'm going to put a little Teflon on it as well. That's what we did last time, and it seemed to work pretty well. I never had no leak. A lot of people get messed up with this Teflon tape. Can't keep it on. It's very simple. Wrap it the way you're screwing it in. And that way, the tail of it is always going with the threads that you're trying to turn. That way, and keeps the end on, so it doesn't peel off. Is that the Amazon guy she's working at?
Yeah. Oh, you need to try these things.
No. Just one to go on the outside. The other's all valved. Okay. Okay. Now we can stick them in.
See if we can get these bags in and
Call her a day.
okay. Managed to get the bags in. Wasn't actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. But they're in from the bottom, so now just gotta drop this down and try and get these top ones threaded in. This thing's heavy. Ah, broke my hand.
Okay, so unfortunately I still got to go down underneath and I got to hook up that one airline, and then we can do a test. Okay guys, I'm probably out of your field of view, but anyways, let's give this a shot. I had to let the truck air up and I shut it down so that you could hear me. So we're going to give this a shot, see what happens. Look at that. That was quick. And boy, she's rock solid. Where before, she would have some flex and wiggle because we couldn't get them bags fully inflated. And they say they're good for 600 pounds. And there's only 120 pounds air on the truck. So they should be able to stay inflated like that under pressure while we put the bike on and off. And then we turn off the solenoid. And boy, is that a lot faster. Whoop. Is that a lot faster? Holy smokes. Well, I'm going to call this job a success. We can drive in that winch and bring in the bike. Look at that. Bike on, pretend. And she'll come down a little quicker yet, likely with the bike on her. Okay. Bring you along here for a second. Okay, music in there. We better not go in there. So, I'm going to call this a success. So now we have our updated lift system for our motorcycle ramp. I've been wanting to do that for a while now, and we got her done. I'm considering it a success. I don't think there's going to be an issue with the bike going on or not anything like that, because we've already had the bike on and off many times. So until the next one, that's all.